Hey.
Okay. Am I coming in clear? I'm gonna have to sit diagonal.
Can you see?
I don't need to see. I just need to make sure that I can pick up what's going on. Okay, that thing.
This is the all anal podcast with your host Sebastian Starr.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the All Anal Podcast. I'm your host, Sebastian Starr, and today I am featured with my mother. What do you want to go by today? Tracie. And we are going to be talking about our experience at the
wait a minute. You can't call me Tracie. You got to call me Mama.
Okay. I'm not going to call you Tracie.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to be talking about our experience at the Erykah Badu concert that we both attended this past Saturday. It was our first time ever seeing her live in concert and performance, and it was a very big deal. Just a little bit of background. I can recall being in like elementary school, and the first real album that I can remember really listening to was her live album. And I fell in love with every single song that played. And it was on like constant rotation. Now, I'm under the impression as a child, this is your music. So, this artist probably doesn't even make music anymore. She's probably not even relevant still. I'm under the impression that whatever music your parents listen to is like old school stuff that just like retired with the years. But it wasn't until I got a bit older that I realized that Erykah Badu still very much like makes music currently. And I just never seen her as that type of artist. It was a great experience. I mean, do you have any memorable moments from the show that you want to speak on just before we even get started with anything specific?
When she first came on, it was like she takes you to another world.
Yeah.
What was the name of the concert?
It was live from Badubatron.
Badubatron
is what she called
and
it.
we were on Badubatron.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I thought this to myself, it really did feel like being, teleported to another dimension or a universe or a planet. And I often think to myself, because whenever you're a really big fan of a musician or an artist, you often wonder, do they know like how big they actually are? Do you think that they ever step back and think, wow, I'm so influential to such a great number of people and they all see me as a certain way? But the reality is I'm just a person like you. I'm just a regular human being. Like, do they think that? And even the way that she came out, she knows how big she actually is. Like, she knows that she's a big deal.
Yeah.
So for the audience listening, the description of her initial outfit, when she stepped out, you got that humongous like golden top hat that she's known for wearing. Her robe was like gold studded and like fish scale and everything. All the spotlights were hitting her all at once and she was just like glowing. Like literally, I just came off the spaceship and I'm here now. Like that's the experience. And I also feel like everything that was done in the show was intentional.
Yeah.
From start to finish. And I describe the experience as watching an artist or a painter or a sculptor create a masterpiece from start to finish. Like she was in control of the entire show. She directed every sound, every movement, everything that we saw and we experienced. She was in 100% control of it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Loved it. Everything about it.
It was another world experience, for sure. Do you have a favorite moment from the show specifically?
When she first came on singing just the simple word, hello.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Erykah Badu can sing. It's A-N-G.
Yeah,
I mean, that
absolutely.
blew my... I'm like, this lady just saying hello.
Yeah.
That's all she's doing.
Now, I was talking to you about it afterwards. The majority of the songs that she performed were from her mixtape that I was telling you about when we were leaving. Yeah. It was based off of the song Hotline Bling by Drake, which, blew up in like 2016, 2017. And she made an entire mixtape off of it. I meant to send you that link to the mixtape.
I've heard that, but
all of the songs, most of the songs that she performed were from that mixtape. But then, of course, she did the classics. Yeah. I completely lost it when On and Other Side of the Game and Next Lifetime were performed. Because those are like my top three favorite.
Other Side of the Game, she killed it.
I love that. I love that.
She did that one for a while.
And then the visual effects for Other Side of the Game, it was that laser beam in the triangle shape. And when she walked through it, it looked like she was, you know what I mean?
And
I'm just like,
touch it and it made
and it was just like that's creative genius. Like, this is like real creative genius that we're witnessing that I don't think I've ever experienced before going to any kind of show. Because I'm used to like visual effects and, freestyling the way that she usually does, and then she does her little intermissions, her little monologues. But it's everything else that plays a role that I can really appreciate, and I just never experienced anything like that before.
Me either. I've been to plenty of concerts, but yeah, she's one in a million.
Do you have any other thought? Because the only thing that I think that really bothered me the most, this is the one problem that I had. The show itself was great. It was the audience. And I'm convinced that she will probably never come to Nashville again because I realized she feeds off of the energy of the audience.
Yeah.
She needs people to be excited for her so that she can give you what you came to see. And I don't know if it was just me, but if the audience was half as excited as we were, it wouldn't have been a question because she made us wait for a while.
Yeah, it was for real, 30 good minutes.
We had to wait for a very long time for her to come out on stage. And then, I don't know if you heard this, but there was people behind us that were complaining that she was taking too long and it was lasting too long. And it was I could just hear them talking. And she was like, bro, if you got something else to do, then you can leave.
So, exactly.
Because you killing the whole vibe. And then it was that guy in front of us.
No, stand it up. You're too big to be up there.
He was 6. I'm a good 5'5" on a good day. You're about the same height as me. He's a solid 6'3", standing not right in front of us, but diagonal. Yeah, and it was just so hard to see. Because the people right in front of me, I could see just right over them. But then that guy was just and it's just bro, I can't see anything on the right side of the stage.
You sit down with your big self.
Now, one thing I will appreciate was, I guess you can call it an encore, because you said it yourself. They might have got it technically scheduled out till about 12 o'clock, and that's when the show ended. Yeah, it was a very, very long show, and that quote-unquote encore, she did another maybe 3 or 4 song snippets within that time frame. And by that time, the women who were on the side of me, they all had moved out. So our road was clear. Yeah. Most of the people were in the walkway. So that was a bit easier to see the stage at that point. You have a memorable moment throughout the show. Something that you will just is burn into your cerebellum that you're never going to forget, I think.
No, not really. I mean, I enjoyed everything about Erykah Badu. Even Goody Mob, not a fan, don't know their music.
I don't know Goody Mob.
Never really heard it.
I have no idea.
They did. They
did a good job. I just don't know.
I don't either, but I'm seeing everybody was into it. A lot of people behind me was singing. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know the lyrics, but I enjoyed the music. Yeah. So it was insane.
The last song that they performed, which I think they said it was new, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I like now that one I did like it. It was new, yeah.
But as far as knowing who they are, I don't know.
It's probably sad to say, but I don't.
I mean,
everybody knows CeeLo Green, but
yeah, and that's about it. But apparently, they're associated with other famous Southern rap groups. They kind of distribute through. And one thing that I'm not gonna say it bothered me about Goody Mob's performance, but they used a lot of samples from other songs. Every other song that they performed was a song that was used prior, either before or after. And I don't know if they were the originators of it and the songs that I'm used to hearing were this. I don't know, but it was just a lot, and that kind of bothered me.
I couldn't tell you because I don't know.
I think some of my favorite moments from the show were, the things that you expect to hear.
Right.
So it was the sisters, how y'all feel, and the brothers, y'all all right. I got that on video. I got the keep in mind that I'm an artist. Mm-hmm. I got the intro to On and On, which I love the intro to On and On. And I didn't know that Baduism was recorded and published in the 90s. And she said that was a dedication to 90s babies because her child was born in that year that she released. I didn't know that. And that's actually low-key one of my favorite projects. It got a lot of my favorite songs on it. Yeah. And she did a decent number of songs from Baduism. And I just feel and I think one of the things that I specifically love about Erykah Badu is how nonchalant and unapologetic she is.
Baby.
She doesn't care.
Phase her. What did she say, pretty? Only one rule.
Mind your business.
Yes, baby. And she
we only got one rule. Word. Mind your business. And she said, because you don't know what's best for me and I don't know what's best for you.
Right. Anything else don't matter.
And I love that. I love that. To each his own. And I appreciate that type of, confidence because so many people, she knows that people think that she's weird.
Right.
She knows that people think that she's crazy. She knows that people think that she's, abnormal, alternative, like unscripted, and she doesn't care.
Right.
Like, I love that. And I think seeing that, hearing that, like witnessing that total, and that's just how she is. She's not doing it. I don't believe it's a facade. I don't believe it's an act. She's not putting on a character. Right. Erykah Badu is not a character, and then she's someone else when she gets home. That's how she is all day, every day. And then I feel like the audience that was there, like I was saying to you, they kind of fit into the same type of aesthetic, which the audience, the people there were completely jerked out, in my opinion. But it was the show that we came to see. We weren't there for all the people. And me personally, I wasn't a fan of how crowded everything was. But I mean, it's a show after the pandemic. You're going to expect a big turnout, especially for somebody like her. And I mean, you gotta do with what you got. But if it was like a smaller venue with just like a select few, that would have been perfect, but it was just way too many.
The crowd that was there when we first got there, right at 8, it would have been like an intimate session with Erykah Badu.
Yeah, that would have been perfect.
Erykah Badu up there, me and you, nobody to the left, nobody to the immediate right, then 3 seats down. 2 more people, then immediate left, right, nobody. Then, that would have been an intimate session I would have absolutely loved. Yeah. Nobody would have been standing up.
That would have made the night perfect. It was just, I wasn't a fan of just how many people, which I should have expected it to be that many people, but I also was just like, ain't nobody gonna come out to see. Because I didn't think people cared that much. Yeah. And maybe that's just me, but I just didn't think people cared that much.
Yeah. Erykah Badu is the one. Everybody wants to see her.
And it was like I said, it was an otherworldly experience. I feel like it couldn't have gone any better if the seating was probably more control. But I also feel like I said, she needs that amount of people to kind of get. And it was this weird, like, I don't want to say ritualistic because I don't want people to think that it was some kind of weird, freaky deaky stuff going on, but it like I said, everything that she did was very intentional. There was no accidents. There was nothing, this just happened to be. No, everything that was done was intentional. Like how she had that little cup on her beat machine, which I love the beat machine. I love the beat machine.
She turned around and said word boop. I thought, get him, Erykah.
Yeah. I love the beat machines, and I love that I love that she was able to do that. She could really just do whatever she wanted, but she had that little picture on stage with her that had the green tea in it. Now, what amazes me most about her vocal skills is how she can just belt these ballads for an eternity,
right?
And keep going. Like she doesn't have to stop. And my thing is, like, eventually, any normal person would get tired. Any normal person would be like, "Oh, I need to take a break." She can keep going.
Yeah, that's what amazed me.
And
I said, "Listen, godly.
It don't make sense, right? Like it's and I'm just convinced that she's not like a normal person. She's not a human being. Like, she's not like a cyborg or a robot, but she's definitely from another galaxy, like another universe, because what she's capable of doing is not possible by just a regular person.
And the voice was like 2 minutes. I think she was singing something pretty, and she just went up real high.
Oh man, what was it? There. What was it? It was toward the end. What was it? I can't remember. I remember that. Oh God, what song was it? It was right toward the very end of the, and I was just waiting for her to keep. And she just kept going.
And it's like, listen to this, and it was sounding good from beginning to end.
It was perfect. It was perfect. I got a couple of videos on my phone. I got a lot of really good pictures. Gosh, what was that? I don't know, but it was great. It was absolutely great.
And you thought she was going to stop, and it was like,
and she just kept going. She kept going higher and higher and higher.
I'm not finished.
And I don't think she wanted to stop either.
I didn't want to stop.
we continued on with the encore. The people kept coming out trying to get everybody to keep that energy up. And I don't think she wanted to stop.
I didn't want her to. It was like, I am being selfish. I'm being greedy. This is not right. But I wanted to stay on stage till she sings every song
Every
she
single
ever
song.
created.
But we was already there for 4 hours, which Goody Mob took up a good hour of that time, if not a strong 45 minutes.
They may have been.
And then those 2 intermissions were like maybe 15, 20 minutes apiece, which was cool. You know, you got a chance to go to the bathroom, get a drink, get something to eat, whatever. I'm not complaining about the intermissions, but they were on stage for a while.
Yeah, they were.
I did love CeeLo Green's Redbone.
When he came back out and then she called for the
No. This was when he was like not on stage by himself, but you know the song Redbone by Childish Gambino. It was that.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll show you the video here in a second. You know what I'm talking about.
I know.
I know you know what I'm talking about. But no, when she brought them back out, I thought that was real cool because it's like we keeping it all in the family. We're all together. We've all known each other for years. And these are my people. You know, I couldn't do this without them. And it was just like, that's authentic. Yeah. That's real. That's genuine. Like, people don't behave like this. And when you're at a certain level of popularity, like she is, you expect them to be like self-centered, narcissistic, you know, selfish, rude, bitter. No. She's genuine. She is extremely, extremely genuine, and I really do. Like, I feel like when she steps on stage, that this is who she is. If you go to her house, this is who she is. If you catch her on an off day, that's how she is. Like, she doesn't have to play for anybody. Right. And I don't know if that's just a me thing or if other people see that and they can appreciate that as well, but
she take me as I am. Yeah. And this is what I'm giving.
Yeah.
If you want it, it is. If you don't, again, mind your business.
Exactly. and I think I love that. I loved all the intermissions or all the dialogues. And I think one of the things that Reggie was telling me about was like he loves just hearing her speak. Because what she says is so valid and important. And she says so much by saying so little. Right. And I can appreciate that. And I don't know. I talk a lot about, you know, a bunch of other of my favorite artists on this podcast, but I really don't talk about her enough. And she's so valid. And it meant so much. And I'm glad that we was able to go. So thank you again for getting those concert tickets. That was a once in a lifetime experience. It kind of made me think of when we went to Memphis a couple years ago to go to that. Because that would have been cool.
But I knew she was big, but I didn't think that she was that out. Yeah. And it's like, we are an outside venue. How do you sell out an outside venue?
You don't. And so I don't even know how that happened. The whole thing in Memphis was just crazy. It is what it is, but I don't know how that, because that would have been cool. Because like you said, it was an outside venue. It would have been a lot more people. We would have been able to spread out more. We could have moved around a little bit. Right. So I don't know what happened in Memphis, but it is what it is. I'm glad that we got to see her here though, and she's, like I said, she's probably never going to come back to Nashville again, just because the people weren't, I feel like, as excited as she thought they should have been. And that's just my opinion, though. I mean, I could be wrong. She may do another little tour and come through. She definitely could have showed at the Bridgestone, though.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
She could have definitely. But I also feel like, and this is just from like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a business standpoint. Mm-hmm. The smaller the arena is, the cheaper the concert tickets are going to be. So the Bridgestone tickets would have been, you know, out of this world.
$200 probably.
$200 a piece.
Somebody's coming. Charlie Wilson will be here in the new year. Their ticket started $159, so you know Miss Badu would have expected more.
Okay, but off topic, is that because that's a New Year's Eve show or because it's Charlie Wilson?
January 14th.
Oh, okay.
So,
never.
But it's like 8 or 9 different artists. So
okay.
That's why.
Is that? You told me.
R&B with Rewind.
There it is. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
I think Badu could have probably got the.
She definitely could have got the Bridgestone. She definitely could have got the Bridgestone if she wanted to. But I do appreciate it being at the Municipal because it was a much smaller venue, and it would have been even more. I don't think I would have gotten as good of pictures as I've gotten if we were at the Bridgestone, because we would have got the seats on the side, which were still pretty good seats regardless, but they just wouldn't have been, because I was like really, she was like right in front of me. Right. And if you wouldn't have said, hey, are you taking pictures? I wouldn't have took none. And I wouldn't have got in.
I think that was what she wanted. When she kept on.
Yeah, she
said,
definitely wanted you to.
Remember taking pictures like this, and she posed.
And she
was there for 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then she went over to the right side of the stage, and then she came over to the left side of the stage where we were, and she was just posing. That was again, it was intentional. Everything she does was with intent. Nothing was an accident, and I got some great photos. I got some great pictures. I really did. And this is something that I was thinking about because after the concert, of course, I had to go back and listen to her entire discography because I'm crazy like that. I was listening to Mama's Gun, which she did when she did On and On. She broke it in half and did And On, which is on Mama's Gun. I know I'm using the word on a lot. So it's 2 separate songs, but I was just thinking like how much she's changed physically from Mama's Gun all the way up until now. And it kind of blows me that, you know how some people on the internet have like their wild and crazy conspiracy theories about artists changing over the course of a decade, right? Which no one is the same person that they were 10 years prior. Mm-hmm. And more likely than not, you're not going to look the same way you did 10 years prior. But it was such a dramatic like change. But then you also have to keep in mind, like she's had 3 children at this point. I don't know how old she is. How old is she? She's like in her, I want to say she's like in her
early 40s, maybe?
Yeah, something around there. But she does, but it's just like, because I was thinking about the Love of My Life music video and then thinking about seeing her on stage. It's like a completely different person. Now, in the same time frame that Mama's Gun was released, and now I felt like her mindset was a little bit different. I feel like she's evolved more now versus when I guess what you can say when she first came out, she had that mentality of getting on top as quick as she can. Now that she's already there, she has nothing left to prove. She has nothing left to hide. She can just do whatever she wants. And I think that's what she's doing, and she's enjoying herself. Oh, yeah. So that's kind of where I ended up on that, conclusion of just those parallels of those being 2 different people. But I mean, regardless, she's a miracle worker for sure. She's
amazing, honey. She's worth it. Whatever it costs to see her, she's worth it. And absolutely. I would go see her again.
Oh, no hesitation.
I wish I could throw my 2 cents in and say, can I get like an hour and 45 minutes this time?
Yeah. But she did a decent amount of time. And like I said, the girl who was next to me was begging and screaming for her to perform Tyrone. That was one of the last songs that she did, if I'm not mistaken.
Everybody should have known it was going to be last.
Which, yeah, because that's like...
She had to sing Tyrone.
And she had to. Because if you don't know nothing else...
You know Tyrone.
If you don't know nothing else, you know that song. Tyrone. So that has to be... But I'm so... Were there any songs that you heard that you were glad that you heard? Because on the Rim Shot. I didn't. I was waiting for her. No, she didn't. She sung Mama.
Wait a minute, Freddie. But when she first came on after she sung Hello, what did she sing? She sung.
I'm thinking. Oh. I'm thinking. I got it. No, Apple Tree was toward the end. She did. I got the videos, Mama. She didn't do riffs. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the boom and the clap. That's okay. That's fine.
I must have wanted to hear the girl in the background. I must have been thinking real fast.
Because she did, like I said, she did my top 3. She did On and On. She did Other Side of the Game. She did Next Lifetime. I almost started crying when I heard Next Lifetime, because that's my favorite. That is my favorite song.
She did it good. She didn't have Shep or nothing.
She did Window Seat, which I love. Window Seat.
Honey, I didn't even know.
Yeah, she did a nice little snippet of Honey, which I appreciate that too. I love Honey, but it wasn't. It was just a little quick intermission. But it was enough. It appeased me. I was waiting for Rim Shop. I didn't hear it.
We got to go over it. I know she's.
Mom,
she didn't do nothing with that Rim Shop.
No, she did. She did one song that I didn't recognize, but I really, really liked it, and that's probably what you're thinking about. What? I got the videos. There was only 2 or 3 songs that I didn't get. Honey was one. Darn. She did a song with Goody Mob that that was the first time I sat down the entire time she was performing, because my toes were starting to fall asleep. I was standing up for an hour and I couldn't move. So I sat down when Goody Mob came back out, because I just needed to rest my feet for a second. And then I was right back up when they were finished so I could take pictures. gosh, I can't, because the thing about it is everything changed so quickly. Yeah. Like, she'll go into one song and then immediately cut to another.
But it was all right, though. It wasn't like I was feeling shortchanged.
Yeah.
She did it enough for me to enjoy, and I was ready for another.
And again, it was like she was directing the entire show. She's telling the audio people to cut certain things, to turn people's microphones up. She's telling the drummers and the guitarists when to come in and come out. She's letting the background singers, do their thing for me. She had complete and total control. So everything she did, she knew exactly what she was doing. And again, I didn't feel, like you said, shortchanged. Like I was missing out on anything. Yeah. And there were maybe one or two songs that I haven't heard before, because I haven't heard everything about her, but I knew enough to know what to expect. So, but no, I don't think she didn't perform Rimshot, because I was waiting on that one. You would have remembered. I feel like you would have heard. It would have been very distinctive, because Apple Tree was one of those that I didn't think she was going to perform. Maybe
Apple Tree is what I was thinking about.
Apple Tree was.
That was after she said hello, right?
No.
Oh my God.
Apple Tree. Okay, so there was a part in the show where she was like, "Where are all my 80s babies at? Where are my 70s babies at?" After that. That's when she performed. I got the video. I can show you. Oh, okay. After that is when she performed Apple Tree, because she was like, let's go back to Baduism, 1997. Okay. Apple Tree was on Baduism, which is like, I didn't think she was going to perform that, because I feel like no one knows, because it's a sample of On and On, and it's like, you might as well listen to On and On if you can listen to Apple Tree. But
I guess if everybody listens to that Baduism live, then they know. Like me.
Yeah, then you know.
I even know, like, you can give me 33-second snippet.
You gonna know what it is. Yeah, so and even the live album didn't have like everything that was on Baduism, because Tyrone is not on Baduism. And the only reason why people know Tyrone is because of that live album. Mm-hmm. That's the only chance you get to hear it. And that's the only version. What is a recorded version? But it's not as good. But that's the only time people will recognize it. And that's when everything else kind of falls into place. And I was hoping she was going to open with Rimshot. But she didn't. She opened. I gotta play you that other album too. Yeah, you gotta play it. All the other stuff, like the video about the bees. Yeah, that's in there. No,
no, but because she was like, when she first started talking about the bees, that's on. I was listening to that the other day on my phone, because I had a Erykah Badu bug. I went to the meeting Sunday. All I had on was, everybody said, "Did you go to the concert? Did you enjoy it?" I'm still listening.
What do you think? Of course, I went to work the next day talking about it. I was excited. I was telling everybody. I'm gonna send you the link.
So the
mixtape is called "But You Can't Use My Phone." That's what the mixtape is called. Okay. That little snippet right before she came out about the bees is in that mixtape, and it introduces the song that she opened up with. Okay. So that "Here I Am, Miss Badu, Not Big Sean," darn it, I don't know what it's called. I got it. I'm gonna let you listen to it. I'm gonna send you a link so you can listen to it. And then I'm gonna show you the videos that I got, because I can't think of what none of these songs are called. And they're all out of order. They're all scrambled. They're not in any particular order on my phone. They're just there. And yeah, I can send them to you if you want me to.
Yeah, but I was listening to it the other day, and I had the whole album, so I know about the bees, because
so whatever that album was that she was talking about the bees, that's what I'm talking about. And that's where most of what she was performing. That "Hello," that's on there. What else? Gosh, I can't think. I'm trying to think, because everything was so all over the place. I can't think of anything else. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we close up? No. Any last minute thoughts or feelings about this wonderful show that we both got to experience together?
No, I just enjoyed your company. I'm glad we went together.
Oh, I'm definitely glad that we went together. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So you know what it is. I told you, I was listening to this the other day. Okay, so real quick, where is it at? That right there. I can't pronounce that, but that's the song.
Dollar Freak?
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Dollar Freak.
I just say Dollar Funk or something. I don't know. Okay. Well, thank you for coming in to talk to me about this. I appreciate it. And until next time, I will speak to you all later.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the All Anal Podcast with your host, Sebastian Starr.